Hi folks, we join another game in the top 8 stage of the World Cup. So, we have now two semi-finalists already, Slovenia and Catalonia, and we just watched, unfortunately didn't record it, a very exciting game in the China versus Czech Republic match, which is now 4-3 in favor of China and will be decided, I think, tomorrow. But there is also Liechtenstein and Austria, and they have quite a few games. I am not sure what the result is. Can't check now because this game has started. Reinhard against Yotam, and so it's Lanny Shadows, grindy, long game type of deck, and the biggest board ever established in round one of game. One's already in the dead pile, so 7 characters, including the Voltron Danny. Not bodyguarded though, but it's a Qohor deck. Not a very fun first snow, has to be said.
Yeah, in my experience, when you have the Danny Voltron for snow, can be quite harsh. But at least Bolton Flare also goes to hand, so it's something.
Well, it might or it might not. Could be in shadows. With about 3 different effects. Now, does he go bodyguard? I feel like that's essential and can't really delay it, right? Yeah, it's inevitable. Bodyguard's here. Now he'll just attack, I imagine, into late summer fist, see if he can squeeze any more unopposed or insight or whatever, or the draw from the plot. Has to be a little careful about those 3 gold. What did Red Keep do? Cancelled Groleo.
Although if there is that 2-cost ship, 2-cost, like 1 cost, 2 cost, or whatever, the King's Landing ship, you can have red keep gold in challenges, and that kinda negates bodyguard in challenges in a plot.
Iron Bank will have its due, that's a good card. Is Danny going in a challenge? Okay, she's staying out. She does have insight. No other keywords at the moment, but she's not going in a challenge. I'm not exactly sure what the threats are, but something also needs to probably defend against some pinch threat or something, I don't know. Although with 1 card, it's another Bolton Flyer. They can kill, I guess, the 2 1-costers. 3 1-costers in play. Did he set up all of that? And if one is claimed here, then they'll be killing other stuff. So it's quite annoying, honestly, for Reinhard. He's gonna have his board reduced from 7 characters to 3. Now, how early does he want to play that Matkins command, which I assume he has in the deck? Dragon Egg on Danny. She already has insight, but there's some other text on this attachment.
Yeah, you can find another
Can get a Hechtling.
yeah, another dragon. Probably want the Viserys, right? No, the one with the intrigue icon anyway.
Regal.
Yeah. I don't know how to differentiate Regal and
It is
Viserys.
very easy.
Yeah, but they don't have any distinct characteristics within the, book. There's the main one, there's Drogo, and the other two are like, interchangeable.
One's
Like
blue and one's green.
one's white.
No, one's green because it has an intrigue icon and the blue one
Yeah,
has a
one. Yeah,
power
but
icon.
the blue one is white though.
One's
So
just red.
white and black.
Okay, so Smith for red keep. But not before Dragon Egg has the trigger. But there's no gold, right? Anyway, who's first player? Yotam's first player, okay. But still won't have gold because it's a reaction to the phase beginning. If he wants to do it. There's nothing in this deck, by the way. No Khal Drogo, nothing remotely big. So those bottom flyers will completely decimate everything. Does not trigger the attachment. And he's played Smith with 4 reserve. Ah, okay. Well, for Snow looking even better. Ah, had another one of these. I don't know. Everything around Danny will get killed and then she gets marched. That's the threat here. Maybe not this round, but every round there's those Bolton flares.
Lenny has March.
I would assume so.
Usually the shadow deck don't have March. Oh no.
Well, she now has Stealth and Renown. And an extra participation in a challenge, and that shadow card could be, I think, a few different things. He's gonna need something else. Okay, Lion Gate, I'm not sure it does anything.
There's no March to the wall in the Lenny deck.
Okay, but still, I mean, military, you kill one of the 2 costers and then there's 2 Bolton Flyers, so are we now going to have to start thinking about milking them? Okay, you can actually defend military probably. If Danny goes in, which he should, I think. Doesn't bother. That kills the captain. Couldn't Danny have just defended this? Maybe actually in the first action window after Drogon kneels, there's Robert Strong coming out. But they are weak on the removal, these decks. I think they don't play Roose Bolton. And there's no Cat's Paw and no Varys in these decks. go for the double insight. Okay. Robert Strong, and that leaves only the two dragons that get killed by the two Bolton flyers now. It's not very sustainable. Then he's still winning power though at the moment. She stands from that, and then she can also win intrigue. Can she win military? No. Okay, there's still a Qohor trigger to consider, so something could still happen. I don't suppose there's a pinch in shadows. Okay, that's the draw for some reason. Weird timing. Are we milking the Bolton flyers? Breaker of chains. Ah, that's what the draw was for. It's gonna get some more chards in that keep the dragons alive. Poof, okay. If Lanny has spent their tricks, then this is I mean they have, because faction cards knelt. This is the typical quick push with a lot of power gain now. At the end of this round his board will be decimated, but and he had to he lost what, the Mother of Dragons, so can't cheat Danny into the military anymore. If they try to defend, it doesn't really matter, she's still gonna win. And stand, right? Don't know, does this deck also randomly have Freedman for GQ to discard? Okay. It's not unopposed, and it's not a win by 5. Hex the rest of his econ. Or throws it away, rather. Okay. What's the milk for now? For the... yeah, you can't... you can't just accept them killing everything, right? It's not gonna work in the long run. Why didn't Danny stand for from Regal? Did she already? She already stand once, I guess. Dragon's still here, but what about for Snow?
Yeah, I think he first knows now also loses one attachment for Targ.
Would there be a forgotten plans?
I can check, but I somehow doubt.
Thought Reinhard would gain more power here with this GQ business. I guess military wasn't on. Well, the only thing is, I mean, Shadows has kind of now the good situation, but the hand, right? 4 cards, no bowels. Might not for Snow and just let another Bolt and Flare trigger. But depends how much Reinhardt can push with this board, and no econ, so not much coming in. And if the cards in hand are Tyrion and stuff like that, I mean, even you can just play an econ plot and you're doing fine. Time of plenty, not for Snow. So, but nothing big can be marshaled because it's not in the deck. Reinhardt goes first on purpose. How about Viserion? Give her stealth as well. Though he's much more removable. Ah, he can get him, okay. No more attachments though that do stuff. Nothing to cost.
Guess the plan is not to just mill the other one as well, or what?
There's some soak there, I guess. Wonder if he has in the deck the candle. I assume he does. It's awkward because there's also red keep, so if Lanny wants to do some trigger, they almost always can. Okay, that's gonna be some kind of breaker of chains coming back, I feel. Misa. Cool. Well, 9 gold's not a lot of gold. Can't mess around too much by getting bowels in and stuff like that. The bowels pays for itself pretty quickly. have to be careful because they gain power so quickly. Okay, they're 8 away from winning, but hmm. Moricon. I assume Reinhard has Mad King's Command in the deck, but he really doesn't want to play that into first now. Six gold. I think there's no Roose Bolton, but if there is, that would be game because he kills Danny and Red Keep cancels Bodyguard, and there's nothing Reinhardt can do after that trigger. If there was Roose, he'd be coming out already, I feel. I think second shadow card, if available, would have been marshaled to trigger Lion Gate because he's a bit low on cards. Trying to get that Red Keep nailed with these triggers because you check the discard pile and think, okay, what's the loop here? Think at some point the plan will be to play Silver Steed, but you can just cancel Silver Steed instead, I think. But now Red Keep has knelt. All rests on Danny staying in play. By the way, if there is initiative on first snow for Reinhardt, could do with a Breaker of Chains. Just put them all back in. Although he'd have to get around Red Keep. Mother of Dragons, still that military challenge is the toughest one to actually push through. No Tokar. And no military icon on her, so can't stealth Knight of Flowers. I don't think military is happening, intrigue can happen. Well, it's doing it, it will force defenders or tricks of some kind. Otherwise she's going straight in for another renown, right? Knight of Flowers alone. Here comes Danny. And that's... What's that doing? Clearing the everything or
It's gonna trigger
just
Robert Strong
Robert?
again in the dragon.
But
The problem is Dan is now already in the challenge, so she's still gonna win.
yeah,
She's just not gonna get renown.
he missed that. He should have really done all of that before declaring defenders. Now that's a lost challenge. Yes, Bolton Fleur is dying. Renown's gone, but Insight still on Danny, and she's still standing. She hasn't done intrigue with stealth yet. And she gets to stand one more time from that. But now any kind of weird Silver Steed play is not happening, I think. Also military is coming back. And then it's a bit awkward because you can't kill the reducer, because that Bolton Flare kills Viserion directly. So you have to... But if you kill the dupe, then first now. Is he gonna milk the remaining Bolton Flare? Is there another one available? Is there more Breaker of Chains stuff available? So many possibilities, and it's a nightmare to play this. And also the game, I mean, it takes a while to get all these triggers. We're halfway through. It's 10-2 and it's gonna get worse. Invests in some seized here for this round and the next. Now he's really out of attachments. It's another clever feint. He's not trading bodyguard away. Seized, he just put in. Okay, he's trading bodyguard away for Silver Steel, but has he not already done power? Okay. Okay, that was weird. What happened there? Why did he trade bodyguard away? Now Morgulis is
It
on.
seems that Len is not in the best position to Morgulis.
I mean, that is technically true because he just discarded one clever feint, and I think there might be only two, and two Iron Banks are gone, so Lenny will basically get these three killed and have not much remaining. But what does Stark have? Viserion
I
and
mean,
Danny dead for no reason.
he also I mean, he has in fact close call, so if he has another, if he drew another Danny, maybe just close call and play her again. But
If he that
I don't know. I
that
don't
makes no
get it,
sense.
but
I
I
think he
know.
I think he thought he might have another power challenge somewhere, and he just
Yeah,
messed up.
I think he maybe messed up, but trying to see if there could be like a reason.
Does he have some Tower of Joy or something? I don't know.
Does he have our joy? I doubt.
Has to have something. I mean, it's Reinhard, so I assume he knows what's going on. What's his restricted card, by the way? Could he just play some kind of you win or you die now, and that's like his insurance
Uh,
policy
he
against the
seems to
Morgulis?
not have a restricted card.
Okay.
Yeah, doesn't seem to have restricted card.
Yotam selected the plot but then cancelled. I don't wonder. The Harris, okay. That was bizarre. He was so close to just winning the game. On 11, could have put that silver steed when it was actually...
It was weird, I don't know.
That keeps, I mean, it keeps these two annoying characters alive for Lanny also. So he also has the Prince plot which he can play to just fetch Danny back next time. She's not getting Morgulist anymore. Now he's to win a challenge because that sees this going. Well, that's 3 icons. He has claim, and Lenny has no claim. Plenty of gold though. Did he say to himself that he can't close? Bolton Flare is gonna start killing. First one is gonna be played, so just bait him into this Morgulis and do these chads and see
I
what
mean,
happens.
okay, but now there's just the chads, and first snow is gonna suck even more. Is it not?
You think, yes. As cards in shadows, could they be characters?
I assume there would be the attachment searcher.
Hmm. 7 gold to work with, and he 8 gold if you count the gold road, but he doesn't have a Lenny character in play. It's gonna cost him to marshal into shadows. Yeah. But now C is gonna be. Oof, okay. C is gonna be lost because what are you trading it for? The most important challenge, so if there's something it comes out now, I think. Shadow Priestess. Oh, you could be trading it for Candle. Well, yeah. And Lenny gets the stuff. Okay, I think he's getting discarded, most likely. He's defended every challenge and now sees going. I think I think Reinhard has thrown the game away with that play. Okay, Shadow Priestess and Boros go for first now, but Boros also ambushable randomly. Seven, 4. Now what? Ah, PD. Yeah, Danny Shadows doesn't care for that, honestly.
I feel like this was kind of one with bodyguard.
I mean, you'd have to try hard to remove Dany. Was it doable with the time that was left and the plots that were left? Probably, but she had 4 power on her. Okay, so everything is going to hand, and then Reinhard has 3 cards in shadows to work with. He will be 4 over reserve, 5 over reserve. And Lanny, if they do nothing at all, they will have Boros at least. I think they can afford Boros in 1 card. Okay, this, perfect. Just enough for Boros with the gold road. But actually, his shadow 3, ambush 3. Then they don't have red keep. Or did I mess something up? Oh, they marshaled another card into shadows, okay. Ooh. Should have done that first, right? That was the more important one. Where's the goal though? So nothing's coming now. And it's another couple of power for Reinhard. Giant waste of the cards, but he's going up to 10, and he's actually out of the first no turn. He's come out with 2 characters on the board while Lanny has nothing. But the bowels now, I mean, now it's gonna start turning around. 15 minutes and only 6 power difference. Boros didn't get hit. I think if he did the hired assassin first. Okay, then Old Bill Bone can get cancelled. I guess he wanted the red keep gold gone more than anything, because that card in shadow. But no, if it's something like Penny, hired assassin would just kill it. I don't know. I think the play was hired assassin first. What plots are still left?
I mean, considering everything, he's still doing really well.
Finally, Lanny goes first one time. I mean, Lanny doesn't have a quick push to gain power unless they have Knight of Flowers. One is discarded, one is at the bottom if it hasn't been shuffled yet. So there's a decent chance it was Old Bill Bone. He was a 1 gold card that could have come out if red keep wasn't used. Yeah, I was gonna say it's odds against that he finds the Knight of Flowers, and then it's difficult to gain any significant power if Tark just competes in the challenges, right? Either doing challenges back or defending everything. And yeah, there's not that much gold to work with. You know, there's bowels, so what's the last plot? The Harris for Lenny. And Reinhard still hasn't played Mad King's Command. Does he have that in the deck? Maybe he doesn't. Marshalling supporting cards. How about you marshal Boros into shadows? I guess that was that card that just came into shadows. And this is now an extremely good board for Reinhard to survive the Harris, honestly. And no more Bolton Flares to mess with him. If he wins, we can ask him about that bodyguard play. If he loses, I think he might be too annoyed. Ah, Shadow Priestess. To mess with the only power icon. But then there's nothing more in shadows, right? Has powers been triggered yet? Ah. Okay. And with the gold road, that's Boros ambush gold, so he can get a lot of stuff. If Boros finds the Knight of Flowers, maybe the deck's already been shuffled actually, I don't know. Okay. He doesn't try. Not that Knight of Flowers would stick anyway, so maybe that's not the play. But the fact that he has power icons and Reinhard doesn't, usually it's the other way around with his Lanny Shadow decks in the late game. In the late games that are not going super smoothly for them, I should say. I mean, sometimes you just the plan worked and you have everything in the late game, opponent can't do anything. Sorry if you can hear this noise in the background, some super loud stuff going on in the house.
I can't hear anything.
Just does one challenge. Well, then Reinhard's gonna do military with Jorah to see what Boros does military with Old Bill Bone, okay? Here comes Jorah. He does find Knight of Flowers, but it would be unlikely to clear him into shadows now, I think. And that's another copy gone. Ah, he found the last one. Did it quickly before. Oh, Hand's Judgment. Okay, but actually that only cancels the gold. Does that benefit Reinhardt? Because now there's no red keep gold. Knight of Flowers is still back in hand and is gonna, with these 9 minutes left, is gonna win the game. Who doesn't? I mean, he can't hit him unless he has some kind of unexpected strength boost. Does he? He's putting stuff in the deck as if he's gonna shuffle. Maybe he has the merchant. If the merchant finds Tokar, it's still not enough actually. Okay, nothing's happening in the challenge. Okay, he did that after he already lost the challenge, sorry. Now it's the Harris into Prince plot and everything stays in play as far as I can see. And we're gonna have another round after this one, with Danny back in play presumably. And you don't want to play Morgulis as your last plot when game goes to time. You do, however, want to play First Snow potentially with Boros there, right? How many useful cards? He doesn't have the gold to just waste for Bowled triggers to get Knight of Flowers into shadows for a card draw or something, so I think he's gonna have to work with the cards he has. He's not quite as good if there's no card in shadows. There's one now, and Gold Road available. I think Lenny will squeeze ahead on time with the first snow next round. What's the highest initiative plot that Reinhard has? So he's gonna have presumably Danny in play. If he went first at least. Okay, no huge reason to mess around, just defend. Oh, okay. He defends super aggressively. Is there Dracarys in the deck that you have to play around? There is, and it's in hand. Ooh, that kills Boros, so now first snow's not looking so good. Plus he wins the challenge and he can milk Knight of Flowers. That's why things were well defended, but he couldn't win them all, I guess. And he wants to win military with Jorah, and then I think surely Milk's going on Knight of Flowers, right? Only way it can be stopped if there's something coming in from shadows to help him defend, but there isn't. Yeah, I could have led that Boros out of the challenge looking towards next round, but look at the power. I mean, you're conceding and then you can't get it all back in the final round. Had to take that gamble, I feel. 12-7, but Jorah's power's going at least. And yeah, this is still coming back. Can trigger Missela, but I don't think anything. She does anything. Maybe if Reinhard plays Dohaeris, it's better that she goes back to hand, but yeah, if you're gonna play for snow, then it doesn't matter, you may as well. 11-9. 12-9. Don't miss the plot. Okay, I've completely forgot about the plot in the meantime. I've totally missed it because the round was so eventful. Okay, he's not gonna do Harris, never mind. He has Danny in play. Who has initiative? First Snow has 5, right? Does Reinhard have a plot that is reasonably high in initiative? Needs a 6. PD. Okay, hurts the econ. But Dan is all alone. And there is no Lanny character in play, so anything you want to marshal into shadows, again, is gonna cost you. Time will expire now, so... Okay. Who's winning this one? What do you think? Think if that's a character in Shadows, it's not so bad.
It's hard to say, I don't know. Could also just be one of those attachment removers, you know?
Yeah, which is useless. I assume Jorah can't get duped or anything like that. Viserion potentially could, but there's one in the discard pile. What does he do? He has to win power, stop Dany doing anything, preferably kill her, but also keep some red, keep gold for triggers, has to cancel now, seal has to cancel, some black market merchant doing stuff, putting breaker of chains in or something. Okay. Forgotten about the shadow card completely. He thinks he can win with this. But she can't stand, right? And if there's a pinch and military challenge, there's one player who knows who's gonna win this game, and it's Yotam. He knows what the cards in Shadows are. If he has them, he can do it. Otherwise, it's not happening. If Dany can win a challenge, and you trade Khaleesi into Seized for red keep, which then allows you to trigger Seal. Well, 2 challenges. And pinch threat is still a thing. But maybe that Shadow of the East is not so useless after all, if that's the card. Do you oppose? I think you lose the game if you oppose, right?
I mean, I guess he has to cancel the seal, right?
Yes, but the power is he ends up ahead, Lenny,
Yeah.
and it's over. So you have to. Okay, no pinch. Only way to pinch was to actually. I mean, she has the ability that stops it, Knight of Flowers alone. So I don't think now
Well, and then
it's
also
happening.
you can really pinch through dupe right now.
Yeah, but there's still military. Reinhard can defend that.
Sure. But you can't you can't do enough strength to pinch and also to military, right?
Okay, so he has to win a challenge. He's trying intrigue because that's less likely to be successfully defended with whatever is still available there. And then he's gonna trade Khaleesi for Seized on the red keep. And then Dany will stand. No, okay. Oh, but Khaleesi stands her as well, right?
Khaleesi also stands, yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay. Yeah, I think the card in Shadows is not gonna do it. Should he have done military as well? I mean, that puts it on 12-10. It's a bit more pressure, and Tark has to guess what the card in Shadows could be. 2 stand attachments and a dupe for her. She could have been in play all this time, though. Maybe he didn't want her because... Yeah, but he could have won before the Duharis. Okay. So she can attack once more without even kneeling, which for sure will at least win him dominance, and that should be that, right? Lenny had to stop every challenge for that Knight of Flowers not to get milked. And also, March would have won the game at some point, probably. We had so many shots for those bottom flares. Okay, here we go again with the Silver Steed. Surely now
I mean, but now it's gonna get him renowned, so
Surely
it
now he
makes
can
sense.
even get to 15 with this, no? Yeah. Okay. Oh, it was this guy. Well, good call to do the intrigue. Power would have been defended and then Yotam wins. But actually it doesn't get to 15. Because the renown's gone in the meantime, okay. 14, well, it was well over time. If they played another round, I think Lenny might win. Actually, I mean 10 cards.
I mean, also the plots turned around and they played another one, so it's not like it was slow or anything.
Yeah, I think Lenny actually doesn't win. Knight of Flowers still milked and Reinhard's still ahead with a well protected Danny. And First Snow is not a thing anymore. So yeah. Okay. That was interesting. They needed that, Austria. I don't know what the result is, but let's see.
I think it should be like 3-2 now for Liechtenstein.
Okay, they're gonna discuss it now. So I'm gonna stick around to see if Reinhard says something. Did he misplay or was it on purpose? Ah, it was a misplay. Yeah. He miscounted. He thought he was getting a bunch of power. Well, happens to the best of us. I thought that cost him the game, but the usual Lenny Shadows problems, right? It's not so good in squeezing power when the opponent is not destroyed. It's that Tyrion into Mendon Moor loop and stuff like that where you can't play anymore, then they beat you. But in just doing challenges, Knight of Flowers helps immensely. And if he was there unmilked and Tattered Prince in the final round, that's pretty good. That's what you want, but wasn't to be. Yeah, without the dupe, I mean, somehow Missandei is now also in play. That was after the reserve trigger, but without the dupe, I guess he would have to find some other way of playing this round, but I don't see how exactly, unless the shadow card is a character. Yeah. Okay, I think we have this open. I have to refresh it though. Austria. So, actually, let's check Liechtenstein instead. We'll see more clearly there. So these are the last round games. So Alyosha won for Liechtenstein, Bobby won for Liechtenstein, and Amrot. So that's their 3 wins. Mr. Yellow lost to Jakob Müller, so that's 3-1, and now it's 3-2 with Alex playing the last 3 games. So Alex is pretty decent, as we know. And what does the opposition still have available? Gabriel Runner in another game. I think he plays 2. I think he plays against Nikki as well, instead of Nikki as well. And René Balda of the Greyjoy Specialist. I think they play Greyjoy Winter Mirror even. So that could go either way. Okay, Alex not gonna have it easy if it's 2 games against Gabriel Runner. That's a pretty fair fight. And then the Greyjoy Mirror against René also. But they are ahead. So looking good for Liechtenstein in this one, and so far looks like it might be Liechtenstein against China, but it's not. We're not there yet. Could still be Austria and Czech Republic. Glad we got this one. Was a very good game to watch, I think. Tonight's more stuff happening. If I avoid work, I might record it, but it's really not the best idea. We'll see. So thank you for watching this one, and see you next time.